What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN, USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 6th day of September, and here we are sitting at about 1.04 cents, 9 hours, 30 minutes left in the day. I very much doubt that this is the low area that we're looking for. I doubt that we find support here and that we continue to move up to its new relative highs or anything like that, but while we're here, it is still possible that we could see some more of this, these fake excitement wicks here. We did have a little one here. That one was pretty pathetic, but maybe we have a bigger one coming. So again, it's important to remember, not a financial advisor. I am calling for us to go a little bit lower, but just because I'm calling for that doesn't mean we're excluded or exempt of seeing higher prices than what we saw yesterday, right? We could move all the way up, see some kind of dramatic move, and then wick back down, something like that, right? Like we have basically all along this path to the downside. We're slowly bleeding down. Oh, so slowly bleeding down. If we're looking at this really throughout this range, let's see, it's a little bit, is it more intense or less intense? I actually want to get an info line. I'm kind of curious in seeing here. Let's see. Right, like if we were to draw, I guess I'll just take it from this low up here. I get like a rough estimate. Maybe, let me see. Let me try to get this line of best fit. I'm going to take the magnet off because it's being a pain in the ass. Let's see. Something like that, right? That looks good, right? That's a line of best fit. So negative 54 degrees. What about this one? Let's just take this one as well. And we'll try to get it to a line of best fit as well. Something like that, right? Negative 41, if we get it right on the tip, negative 42. Okay, so it's less intense than that one, right? We're dropping at a lesser pitch, right? Because negative 50, that'd be like all the way over here. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess I don't even need the info line. I could have just drawn two lines that are parallel with each other. Anyways, but it is still pretty intense, right? This pitch that we're dropping. It is a slow bleed down compared to the movements up that we have. It's definitely a lot slower. Both of these instances are a lot slower than this move was, but overall, it's taking a lot more time, right? Not financialized, not a financial advisor, but again, when we move up, the amount of time it takes is a very short amount of time. We've taken 3 days, really 5 days, from this low to this high, and it's taken how many days to move down to this area if we're looking at this? Like 240? Sorry, 140. My bad. 148. Feels like 240. Hell, it feels like 2040. It's been a long time. 148 days of consolidation. Whenever it is time to move back up, that 148 days is going to seem like a fever dream. It's going to be something that just feels like it didn't last as long as it did, right? It's going to be over before we know it, and we're going to think, damn, I actually wish I spent more time accumulating in this range because I knew it would come up, but I didn't. I was doubting it. My faith was tested, and same thing over here, right? People, and I'm not talking about myself. My faith, I have bought more. I've been buying throughout this range. Sometimes at bad places, sometimes at not bad places, but I've been buying throughout this range. But back here, I remember a lot of people, they were saying the same thing whenever we pumped up. They were saying, man, I wish I bought down here. I knew it was going to go up, but I had fears, I had doubts, and I was putting more money into other projects, and that's fine. Not a financial advisor. Last time I say it today. If this thing moves up and you don't have, quote unquote, enough in there, I mean, you could always buy the high, or you could just look somewhere else, right? There's other coins to invest in. There's nothing wrong with having whatever money you have in it right now, right? You invested throughout this area, whatever there, and it moves up, and you didn't put more in there. And at the top, you're like, damn, I wish I put more in there. It's totally fine to just let what you have ride. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's oftentimes a really good thing to do. If it happens to come back, you get a dramatic shakeout, that's when you add back to it. But really, the best thing to do if this thing takes off without you might be to put it in something else that hasn't taken off yet, right? Or vice versa. If you have a coin, if you're holding OnyxCoin and it's being boring, and you see another coin pop off and it takes off and OnyxCoin is still being boring, don't sell your boring coin and chase the one that's pumping, right? Just be happy with what you have and the one that's pumping. Wish that you should have put more in it before it pumped up, and then maybe add to the coins that haven't pumped yet, because that's really the right way to do it. Not that there's a right way to do anything. Don't listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, here we are. From a low to a high. Low to a high. The way that we're consolidating here between the 1414 and the 1272, these two lines right here, the way that we're doing this consolidation makes you think with a pretty high degree of likelihood that we are going to go down to the golden ratio. There's really no other way to look at it, right? Well, we're going to find support here. Whenever we found support here, it was pretty immediate. It was pretty immediate every single time, right? We didn't spend 5 days at this low point, right? We didn't, you know, here we kind of consolidated for like 3 days, but then we moved up rather immediately, right? Here it was rather immediate. We didn't spend too much time grinding it out, right? Like we have been now. So I very much do believe that we're going to see the next level down, which based on this fib, is very significant fib, which we have been respecting along the way, just to a deconstructive kind of nature. The next area would be 0090089. So 0.0090, or no, sorry, 0.009089. Basically 0091, right around there. If we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, the RSI kind of looks good right here, actually, bouncing off the oversold zone, but I'm not impressed. You're neutral. It's kind of, you know, it's Saturday. Saturdays are normally red for Bitcoin and for crypto. Stochastics look bearish and the MACD looks bearish, so kind of nice, doesn't do it enough for me, so you're probably going to go down. Lower we go. And does that mean that we're dropping right now to 009 cents or $009? Probably not. But over the next week, I would expect we get there. I think this next week, again, we're 148 days. Let's look back at this, okay? Zooming out here. We've been consolidating now for 148 days, right? But overall, maybe this is where I got the 200-day thing from this high. Overall, in this consolidation phase, it's been 223. Okay, that's what it was. 223 days, okay? We haven't seen a higher high in 223 days. If we go over here, and maybe not even that, we've just been in this range, we haven't broken out, right? Over here, we started to move up. We didn't see a higher high yet, so that's why I'm not going to measure to the higher high. But over here, we really were consolidating for about 237 days. It's very, very similar, right? Very, very similar. And in fact, in 14 days right now, or less, you know, that would be an appropriate time, I think, to break out of this, right? 14 days from now, we'd be at the exact same amount of time that we consolidated here before we started moving out. I don't think it's going to be 14 days from now. I think it'll be less. 14 days from now would put us on the 20th of September. It could be. You know, I'm anticipating that after the FOMC meeting on the 16th or the 17th of this month, really it's the 17th is when the announcement's made, I'm expecting that that's whenever crypto starts to move up again. But we could move down a little bit after the meeting and then move up, right? We could see some volatility. It could happen. And in which case maybe it will be the 20th. But I'm not so much expecting it to be the exact length of time, just ballpark in that same area. And if we find our low sometime next week, that's ballpark in the same area, right? Maybe not 237 days, but 230 days. Very, very close. Very, very similar kind of consolidation right here, right? Overall, I think we've dropped more this time than we did last time. Let's just see. High. Oh, that was not the high. Let's get the low. High to low. Come on now. That was 77% drop overall. We had a lot less of a pump, so, you know, it took a lot of time. 84% drop overall, right? But as of right now, we're sitting closer to that. What is it? I can't see. Let's put it over here. 80% level, yeah. But again, there's a lot bigger, a lot larger of a drop or pump, so we're going to get a larger drop in correspondence to that, right? But still, about the same amount of time and length. We've seen this happen before. We've definitely seen this happen before. Anyways, looking at the 1 hour time frame, zooming back in here. I think we went over all this, right? It's all bearish. It all looks bearish, right? The RSI kind of has some bullishness to it, but nah, I'm not impressed. Not impressed. Go up a little bit. Again, if we move up above like 1.2 cents, that's not bullish. That's just a joke, right? We're probably going to come back down. It's going to be a short-lived experience. 4 hour time frame here, if we're looking at this, the stochastics do look bearish. They actually look very, very bearish. Looks like you want to get into the oversold zone. You're rejecting the overbought zone constantly, consistently, but living in the oversold zone. Hi, baby. Hi, I love you. I'm almost done with this one, okay? My daughter just woke up. Huh. Yeah. She's looking at me all funny. Bullish momentum is building but also decaying at the same time. I'm not impressed. This is what you get whenever you get your bullish momentum being built on the MACD. That's not impressive, right? This is what we get. That's not impressive. a fake out to the upside. It's not impressive. RSI overall bearish, lower we go. So all in all, my friends, I very much do believe that OnyxCoin has lower prices to go. The daily MACD here is just terrible, man. We've had so much red really since July. It's kind of incredible how much red we've had, and it looks like we want to continue that. We did have a nice kind of uptrend here, right? From March of this year going up, we had higher lows, but we gave that up last month, man. We've given that up, so now I think it's time to continue this down to the same areas where we find support before, right around here. So a little bit lower at the given trajectory that we have for the MACD. If we keep this up kind of at this pace here, you know, by the 16th, 17th, we're right there. We're literally right there. Put that right there. It's right there. 16th, 17th, right there. It's literally perfect. And then we bounce. And then hopefully we get stronger readings than we did the last time, and the last time before that even. Stochastics are bearish as hell. RSI is terrible, but at the same time, these are at the same areas that they've been the last 2 times that we found support. So that's not a problem in itself. And even maybe the last 3 times. Let's see. We zoom. Right, we found support down here. You were oversold like this, but not. It's kind of different readings overall. I don't know if I would equate it to the same thing as this over here, but I don't expect it to be the same as that over there. I expect it to be more like these movements over here whenever we do move up, but time will tell. Weekly time frame here. Of course, the weekly has shifted from an overall bullish. I mean, overall it is bullish, but it's shifted from that kind of bullish higher low trend to now we have this neutral kind of look. We do have lower lows in the RSI with higher lows in the price. Lower lows right here with these two. I wouldn't call it hidden bullish divergence, but overall it's not a bearish look. It's kind of a neutral look at this point in time with a bullish overlay. Stochastics are bearish, but we were at this same area last time we found our low on the weekly time frame, and the MACD is very, very close to an area. It's basically right at an area that you expect it to bounce from. So sometime over the next couple of weeks, we should look for a bounce that scoops this 0 area and sends us higher. If not, if the weekly starts to cross below the 0, that could be a problem. We'll talk about that if that happens. I have a feeling, you know, within the next couple of weeks we'll have our answer there, but I don't think it'll be a bad answer. Anyways, very much believe that OnyxCoin is going to be on its way to 26 to 32 cents in no time. I'll make another video explaining why I think it's going there. You know, doing the same old like calculations and using the Bitcoin chart. Maybe we can make sense out of it with other charts as well. We'll see. But I got nothing else for you guys today. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Expect a little bit of turbulence over the next week or so, and then we should be doing all right, feeling good and feeling all right once the end of the month is coming around and going into October. Things should be good. All right, take care. Bye bye.